There is an art form that operates in the shadows, under a fog of invisibility.
Airport.
In fact, you're looking at it right now, and you're ignoring it, because you'd rather be looking at Joaquin Phoenix. Isn't that right? The art form I am speaking of is film editing, and for someone like me, a film editor, the one who edited this scene, the fact that you're ignoring me in favor of Joaquin tells me I've done my job. I succeed by remaining anonymous. Film editing only works when it's not really there. When you see a great performance, you champion the acting. When you see a beautifully photographed film, you call out the camera work. Both of these things are very much influenced by the film's editing. But what can we say about it? What can we say about the thing that I do? The thing that isn't there? Every sound recordist knows that you cannot record the wind. It has no sound. You can only record the effect wind has on other things. Editing is like that. It creates effects in the viewer that give form to emotion. Say you wanted to bring to life the feeling of sad nostalgia evoked by a memory. How would you do that? For an editor, it's all in the cinematic details. This particular woman watches this particular man walk away from her as this particular wind blows through this particular field. Cut to her at a certain moment with a certain look in her eye, and now, in the context of the rest of the film, the feeling of sad nostalgia has been given form. It's real. Even though the trappings have all been entirely fake, the actors may not have even been filmed on the same day, and the wind was created by airplane propellers on a film location. It's all part of a poetic language, film, that speaks to emotions, creates unified worlds out of detailed fragments. This famous Soviet experiment from the beginning of cinema explains two essential concepts about the miraculous sleight of hand that is editing. The first miracle is that, through editing, this man becomes a great actor, or rather, a re-actor. The shots of the man are identical, but the emotional effect is different based on which shot is cut against him. He is hungry, or lustful, or sad. Film creates meaning through contrast. Alfred Hitchcock believed that acting in film is really reacting, the audience connecting to the actor's performance because of the ingredients the filmmaker has put around them through editing.
Shoot him again.
What for?
His soul's still dancing.
This is Nicolas Cage in Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. He's a famous actor. But other people in this film weren't actors at all. As the editor, it was my job to make it believable that all these elements could live in the same world.
Shoot him again!
Even if the co-star of this scene was an iguana. Which brings us to the second miracle of editing, the fact that the film world uses fragments to create a continuous whole. Because he kept running out of money, Orson Welles needed 3 years to film his Othello. He had to shoot it in disjointed pieces, using different locations in different countries with different actors and multiple cameramen.
What noise is this?
The first half of this scene was shot in Italy. But here, as Iago approaches the stairs, there's a cut. Now he's in Africa. He just crossed 2 continents within seconds. But for the viewer, it's all part of the same consistent world of Othello. That's kind of a miracle, don't you think? It's the miracle of editing. And it speaks in whispers. In our best film-going experiences, we are transported to a world, and that world the people in it, and the emotions it generates within us feels complete because we fill in the missing parts. This suspension of disbelief is a vital part of the language of film. And film is just that, an international language spoken in unique dialects by a variety of world cultures using the same shared ingredients. Editors are fluent speakers of this language. They reinvent the language and use its shared ingredients differently on every single film. From the most fragmented approach, like this 45-second scene involving 78 camera setups and 52 cuts, to this 247-second scene shot over 4 days that appears to be one unbroken take, but is actually composed of several invisible cuts. What do all these dialects share in common? One haunting, unbroken experience of a detailed and believable emotional reality. That's the inner drive you feel when you're engaged in watching a film, and that drive comes from the editing. It's invisible. You can't put your finger on it exactly, but you don't need to put your finger on it. You just need to sense that it is really there. If you enjoyed this essay, I know I did, you can watch You Were Never Really Here on Prime Video, and you can hear more about me and my experiences editing it and working with Werner Herzog and others by listening to Rat Party, wherever you get your podcasts.